Assistant Professor Spencer Kimball is the director of Emerson College Polling and an advisor for the Emerson College Polling Society. He joins us now. And Spencer, let me just start, I guess, by saying thank you for all of the great work you did for us throughout this election cycle. I know your polling has been fantastic and interesting and really, I guess, great for us to follow here. So we appreciate that, to get that out of the way. Tell us maybe 2 or 3 of these things you've polled leading up to the election tonight and what you're watching for as a result and how they turn out.
Oh, well, thank you very much. It's very kind, and it's been great working together this cycle. As we take a look at election night and we're having the results come in, we're looking at different counties. And later tonight, we're going to be looking up in Erie County, Pennsylvania, because that's a key swing county, and we've been looking over in Ohio, particularly up in Toledo. What I find particularly interesting is obviously down in Florida right now, Miami-Dade. Looks like Donald Trump was able to get a vote out in Miami-Dade that was not expected. We'll have to see if Joe Biden can balance that off up in the panhandle with a bit of a surprise. But outside of that, the general trend tonight, even though like Indiana looks like a big win for Trump, he's actually underperforming in a lot of these counties by 3-4 points of his own vote. And Joe Biden is picking up more than the Clinton vote. He is basically picking up the Jill Stein, Gary Johnson vote that was on the side in 2016. So I think you're going to see a tightening in all of these states, and Virginia is going to be no different than anyone else.
Spencer, can you explain to folks at home just some of the methodology that goes into polls and how they should be consuming the polls, especially the ones that they've seen, yours included, heading into tonight?
Well, I think the first lesson we all have to know is a poll is not an exact score. It's a range of scores that we think is going to happen on election night. So, for example, we have a poll in Florida with Joe Biden leading by 5 points. And you say, okay, he's going to win. And I say, wait, that poll can actually be Joe Biden winning by maybe 10, 11 points, but it also could be Donald Trump winning by 1 point in Florida. And so these polls that sometimes look big or not, looks larger. Now, if a poll gets up to 7, 8, 9 points, now we're outside that poll's margin of error, and we can have some confidence that the poll is going to project who's going to win that race. But generally speaking, in these tight races at 3-4 points, it is truly a toss-up until we count those votes.
And we saw such issues with the polls back in 2016. The days leading up to that election, it seemed that Hillary Clinton was well on her way to the White House. Obviously did not turn out that way. What has been done in the last 4 years to, I guess, tighten, improve, fine-tune the polling processes throughout the country to make sure they're not as seemingly misleading as they were on this night in 2016?
So, yeah, we've worked very hard to try to calculate what the turnout was in 2016, because to me, that was the big mistake of 2016, was that, for example, in Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania had a very large turnout of about 300,000 additional votes than what was expected. But if you looked at the midterm elections in 2018, it looks like the pollsters got it right. And we were all feeling pretty good going into this election until all of a sudden, bang, we got COVID. And now we're talking about a turnout of maybe, 13 to 20 million new voters as compared to 2016. And who are these new voters? And to me, that is an X factor in all of this tonight. As these results come in, some states you saw huge turnouts like Texas. Will that be enough for Donald Trump, or is it a sign that Joe Biden will make a surprise win? And that's really something we have to consider in all of these states.
And Spencer, it's so interesting. The final tally today was that 101 million Americans voted early, largely we assume because of the pandemic that is still growing across the country. So when we see all these exit polls come out tonight, we're not doing that here at NewsNation, but obviously other outlets are. How reliable are the exit polls considering how high the number of early voters was this time around? Because are they as accurate when so many folks voted days and weeks ago?
Well, unfortunately, the exit poll, the reason why we have all of these different exit polls is because they're not good. Remember President Kerry? It was President Bush, because the exit polls had the wrong projection and people get the wrong idea of what's going to happen. The real issue with exit polls is people don't really vote on election day, as you mentioned. So standing out at the polls and getting those folks is not going to be a representative sample of everybody who voted. And so as things have changed and voting has changed, remember there's 5 states prior to this election that was all mail balloting. Now we're going to see more states doing this, but with that, we're going to have to come up with better ways of understanding the electorate and perhaps we just wait for the vote count as opposed to trying to project it out a few hours early.
All right, Spencer, we have about 100 more questions for you, so we're going to have you stand by, and we'll continue to check in throughout the evening and talk more about your polling leading up to election night here and the results we see as a result still ahead for us. Spencer, thanks again.
Thanks again.